It's Minecraft. Now what? Let's go! Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Minecraft. Now what? Before we could do anything today, we've seen this ruined portal down here the last couple episodes, and I kind of keep forgetting it's there, and we've done a lot of housekeeping things. We got lucky and found some coal, put some torches down. We've been gathering food and chopping some wood. Made a campfire so we could cook the food. We've talked about hunger and stuff like that. And we keep coming over here and seeing this portal. So I think before we do anything today, we'll go down and check what's in that chest. I'll tell you a little bit about that portal. Let's go. So I'm going to come down here carefully because when I go into my inventory, you can see up here there are some slots, and these are where your pieces of armor would go. And since we are brand new to this world, we really don't have any armor, which means we have no protection. So we have to be real careful when we're exploring, because we're pretty vulnerable to damage and attacks. So it's kind of one of the reasons why I was waiting to come down here, but we're just going to go ahead and do it. But we have to be careful. So not only do we have to be careful of damage from hostile mobs, skeleton arrows, getting hit by zombies, getting blown up by creepers. When you come and check one of these things out, you have to watch out for these blocks. Are called magma blocks, and when you stand on them, you take fire damage. So that's what we're talking about. You see, if you stand on them too long, you lose a bunch of hearts. And as you can see, that my hearts are regenerating. And if you remember, we talked when we talked about hunger, my food bar there on the right side of the little corn dogs or chicken wings. As long as those are full, your hearts will regenerate like that. So when you come down here and you see these, and you'll find these underwater also, they will burn you. So you got to be careful. And also another thing, let's see if we have any lava here. Around these ruined portals, often you'll see, yep, I did it again. You'll see pools of lava, and lava burns, as you would probably expect. So you'd want to watch out for that. But looks like we don't have any lava. What a ruined portal is, there are a few dimensions to Minecraft, and where we've spawned in, all of this is the overworld, the normal world, and it has several biomes, which are environments. And these portals, this block is called obsidian, and you can make a portal to another dimension called the Nether, and that's a fiery dimension, largely made out of this type of block, which is netherrack. It's a dangerous place, especially if you don't have any armor like us. But that's what these portals are related to that. And this kind of works out for us because obsidian is really hard to mine if you don't have a diamond pickaxe, which we don't. We will at some point. So usually it takes a while for you to get to the point where you're going to build a portal. And I kind of like to... I used to explore and look for a great place to start a base, but recently I've been building a home base at spawn, just in case I've broken my bed and I die, and you get sent back to spawn. At least I would have a home base set up, safe place. So around the home base, I usually like to build another portal. So this is really convenient that this is quite a few blocks less that I have to worry about getting. And we'll talk about constructing the portal when we get closer to that. But you can find these randomly around the overworld, and they come with loot chests, which is why we're down here. Let's make sure we're still safe over here. Checking the sun. Yep. So we're gonna open the chest, and all different types of loot. There is a loot table that gives you the chance and what you would find in there, but you know, I'm not really concerned about what the loot table says. So I just like to be surprised at what we find. And what we find here, we have some gold ingots, have a piece of gold armor, gold boots. So I'm going to grab that real quick. And from my hotbar down there, I can automatically put the armor on. So now when I go into my inventory, you can see that I have a piece of armor on. And once you have a piece of armor on, if you can see above the hearts, now you have the armor indicator. So we don't have a lot of armor right now, just a pair of boots, but that's better than nothing. And it has enchantments on, and we'll talk about enchantments. But what's really exciting is the Depth Strider enchantment, which helps you move around in the water a lot easier. Unbreaking 3 makes the piece of armor or tool last longer, and we'll talk about that soon. So we'll go back in the chest, and these are iron nuggets. We can use those to make ingots out of, or we can use the nuggets to make lanterns. That's exciting. We'll take the gold. There's a golden shovel with an unbreaking enchantment on it. We're going to take that. Another piece of obsidian, a gold pickaxe with fortune 2, fortune enchantment. We'll take the fire charge also, and this is really nice. This chest is going to save us a little wood. So it's getting dark. Let's run up here, get ready to sleep real quick. The fortune enchantment increases the amount of ore that will drop. If you remember when we found coal and we were mining the coal, we only got one piece per ore. But with the fortune enchantment, that can increase. So it's a good way to multiply how many ores you're getting. The maximum is fortune 3, and we can get that from an enchantment table later on. Yeah, so we got some decent stuff. I know golden pickaxe. We'll talk about tools and durability. They're not very durable. They will break sort of quickly. You've seen us break our sword previously. Get some food here. So tools and armor, they have durability, and that's that. If you see my axe, the little bar under the axe, that's the durability bar, and that shows you kind of the health status of your tool or your piece of armor, and you want to keep an eye on that. So gold tools will go through durability pretty quickly. Let's get another piece of food here. So we grabbed that chest. We'll talk about chests real quick here. Actually, this is your inventory. So as you see, you have 27 slots of inventory right here, kind of like a backpack. And these 9 slots down here, this is your hotbar. While you're playing, that's the hotbar down there underneath your XP bar. And these are just quick. You want to put a torch, just quick access. That's what the hotbar. The inventory is the amount of stuff that you can carry. And early game, especially while you're exploring, this can fill up pretty quickly. So if you're starting a base, storage is going to be pretty important, especially since while you're setting up your base or you're exploring, you don't need to carry gold ingots with you. You don't need to carry the fire charges, all sorts of things. So if you can go into the crafting table and we don't have any planks. So, but we do have logs, and with logs we can craft planks, as we've done. So I'm going to craft a stack of planks, and you can this is a chest. It takes 8 planks to craft, and that taking that chest from the portal is going to save us 8 planks. But I'm going to go ahead and craft one more chest and show you something kind of cool. You place chest down, as we did down there. You can open it, and you have 27 slots of storage now. But if you place another single chest next to it, it becomes a double chest, and now you've got a lot more inventory space. So now we can put our extra stuff that we don't need. We don't need these flowers. This is a flint and steel. What a flint and steel does, it makes fire like that. You click, and as you see, once I clicked, its durability bar started. You want to be careful with fire around wood, so I just hit that to stamp that out. Flint and steel, you need that to. It is one way to light a portal when you're building a portal to the Nether. So we don't accidentally set anything on fire. We're going to take that out of our inventory. We don't need this. This is a fire charge. We'll put those apples in there. So that's a chest. Lots of storage is important once you start exploring and gathering a lot of resources, because you want to keep your inventory under control. Keep it empty, because you never know what you're going to come up across. You might find another ruined portal. You might find a village. You might find a bunch of chests in that village with a lot of good stuff. And if your inventory's getting full, you got to make some hard decisions about what to leave behind and what to take. Another piece of storage is the barrel. We come over here to slabs. You make those from planks also, so we'll make some slabs, and then you have the option of making barrels. So I'm just going to make 3 barrels, and barrels are kind of cool. They kind of depend on the way you're pointing, how they'll face. So if we're just facing this way and we point down, it's going to be oriented like that. We can jump and have it facing up. Actually, the back side of the front of the barrel is, or the top, depending on your point of view. That's just another way to orient it when you're laying them out. Design-wise, it kind of breaks it up visually and makes it more interesting depending on how you place it. And a lot of building blocks are like that. Once we start building the starter house, we'll do it somewhere around here. Maybe right here, we'll start building a starter house, so we're not sleeping out here and storing our stuff in a campsite. Lots of different blocks. They can be placed different ways depending on where you're targeting when you lay the block down. Barrels, pretty straightforward. You just go in. They're not expandable like the chest. They're just the 27 slots. But it's just another piece of storage. A different look than the chest. Very versatile. So I'm gonna move this barrel over here. So we'll be building. Maybe in the next episode, we'll start building a quick house so we can be more protected. So as you start gathering a lot of resources and items and finding stuff, you're going to be crafting chests and barrels. You're going to be going through a lot of wood. And as we started off in episode 1 in the beginning, we started getting wood, because wood's important. Wood, you use it for building, you use it for making tools, you use it for crafting storage items, beds, crafting tables, all sorts of stuff. So in between episodes 1 and 2, I came over here and I knocked down a bunch of trees to get a good supply of wood, because I don't like being without wood. Especially once you start exploring and you start going in the caves. I like having lots of sticks, finding coal. I don't like to be without torches. That is a creeper. Luckily he doesn't see us, but we got to be careful. But let's take him on. See, he saw us. They really don't make noise. They sneak up on you. Hence creeper. I'm gonna get blown up here. As they get too close to you, they start to throb, and then they explode, and they make a huge mess. So we're gonna have to fill this in. You don't want to leave a bunch of creeper holes. When they get too close, they start to throb and glow like that. And if you don't run, or you don't have good armor to withstand the explosion, they hurt. And this is an example of the kind of damage that they do. So we're going to fill this in, because the last thing we want is to be running away from danger and falling into a big hole. And it's just ugly, especially if we're going to make this area our base. So that's one of the nasty evil mobs you're going to have to keep an eye for. And that's why when we were down at the ruined portal, I was looking, because you can't hear them coming. Zombies, they make a noise. Skeletons, they kind of clank, and you will know if you don't hear them. You'll know that they're there, because they will shoot you, so you'll feel the arrow. But creepers, the last thing you'll hear if you don't know they're coming is that kind of sizzle, and then explosion. And if you don't have armor on, chances are it's going to kill you. So keep an eye out, and that's why we sleep, to keep those type of dangerous mobs from spawning. Okay, so back to the wood real quick. I came down here and I left all these logs. Really good practice is when you're knocking down trees, replant the trees. You get the saplings. Replant the trees, because if you start running low on wood and you haven't replanted the trees, then you're kind of stuck. But if you're replanting the trees, you just have to wait a while and the tree will grow back. So we'll come over here and replant some trees, and I'll be right back. Okay, we replanted a couple trees, and before I replant this one, I want to just show you this. This is a birch log. These are birch trees. It's just a different type of wood. There are several different types of wood types in Minecraft. If you see over there on that mountain, those are cherry trees. That's another tree and wood type. So lots of different options to build with once you start finding the different types of wood in Minecraft. So this is birch log, and this is the birch sapling. So we'll go ahead and replant that. Okay, so I think I've gotten all the trees replanted that I knocked down. One interesting thing about oak trees, they're not known for being giant trees necessarily. There are a couple trees, spruce and jungle, that if you plant 4 saplings in a square, they grow up into huge trees with 4-block trunks. Oak trees don't really grow like that. However, I find that when I do plant them like that, whether or not it's intended or it's just a huge coincidence, but lots of times I get taller oak trees. So, you know, you can experiment with that and find out. Sometimes I'll even plant a grid of 9 saplings. And it just, like I said, you know, it might just be big coincidence, might not actually be part of the game mechanics and the way the game works. But, you know, in my experience, I find I get taller trees and more wood when I do that. I don't know if they're supporting each other or helping each other grow, but sometimes they look really cool when you grow them like that. And, you know, I do grow them to farm them to get a lot of wood, but sometimes the way the trees grow in look so cool, I end up leaving them alone. Oh, and as we were talking, a birch tree grew. Pushed me out of the way. So I think that's going to do it for today. I had planned to do a little exploring, not go too far. And I guess my parting word before we go, don't be afraid to be flexible. Lots of times you have plans on what you intended to do when you start playing for the day or for the night, and then one thing leads to another. I can't count how many nights I end up in a mine just mining blocks, you know, looking for diamonds or looking for coal, and end up making a huge quarry, come in and start making the base and just chopping down a bunch of trees and getting food and stuff like that. But be flexible, especially if you're playing with a younger player. Sometimes your plans change. You end up going exploring when you meant to build. You end up building when you meant to explore. Just go with it. Have fun. And don't stress out about it. As long as you keep an eye out for creepers. That'll do it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you have anything you would like me to go over, drop them in the comments, and we'll see you next time.